All right, ladies and gentlemen, Fabs in the house, and welcome back to the channel. And today I'm here with the XM-18 3.5 inches skinny harpoon tanto, and with the Eklipse 3.5 inches swedged spear. They're with me here because we're gonna do a quick comparison review. But hey, don't forget to like this video and maybe subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying this stuff that I'm showing to you. So let's quickly go through the differences of these two knives because they are two interesting offerings from Rick Hinderer, and this is the XM-18 and this is the Eklipse. They are both titanium frame locks, both G10 scales, both have like 3 standoffs, both have the same over travel stop bar Hinderer design like over here, same hardware, same everything. There's going to be different steel because this guy is sporting a CP-M20 CV steel and this guy is just using M390. So the main differences are going to be, of course, the shape. Like handle, this is the classic XM-18 handle, and this is the classic Eklipse handle. So you see that immediately here you have like this area which is jimped on the XM-18, which is lacking the jimping, but is featuring like a divot. So for the for your thumb, it's actually working pretty well. And the jimping right over here, it just works for the tip of the thumb like that. But like you see, it's very, very comfortable. You also have the same couple of grooves, but this one has one chamfer only, and here is just like, you see, this has like an extra milling beside the chamfering. This guy has the chamfering and 2 extra milling, so it's a little bit more comfortable for your middle finger, like in this position. Really, really cool handle indeed. Also, like you see, there's no jimping here on the heel of the handle for the Eklipse, whereas here on the XM-18 you find some, which is going to be actually really good when you flip the knife and you hold it like here. You put pressure like downwards, and you want the grip here. You don't want the knife to just slip away. And in this case, yeah, you have a more slippery solution because there's no actual jimping here, and you know, just keep that in mind. It's not a big deal, but it's something to note. Also, another difference also from this point that you can check is the absence of the lanyard hole in the Eklipse, whereas on the XM-18 you have the classic window right over there. The 3 standoffs are in 3 different positions. In the Eklipse, you find them more advanced, like and more spread out. In the Hinderer and the XM-18, sorry, they are closer, as you can see. So this guy is gonna probably give a little bit extra rigidity to the overall structure than this guy, but I mean, both are gonna be tanks, so they're not gonna go anywhere. They're gonna be super solid in the hand. The flipper tab is the same basically, and here you've got extra jimping again, which is lacking on the Eklipse. On this side over here we are pretty much identical. There's just a little bit of a difference here for the back screw with this spanner. I think spanner number 7 is needed for the removal of this guy, but the pocket clip is the same. They have both tip up or tip down carry options, so you're not gonna have any issues for that. Also, another little difference is the hardware that they use. Like as you can see, you can access in the Eklipse both sides the hardware, whereas in this guy just only on this side. So these are like closed on this one, so yeah, and they're spinning, so just remember that. Of course, the blade is different, and there's like plenty of options to choose from, so this is just an example. But here you can see like some nice jimping. You've got a nice harpoon, and you got a spanto, which is like spear point and tanto and straight edge up to the sharpening choil, whereas in this case you got just a nice spear point. You have a beautiful swedge going on, classic jimping over there, and I would say 30%, 20% belling straight up to the smaller finger choil. Look at that. So on the XM-18 you have a full finger choil. On the Eklipse you have just a little bit, I mean, you still can kind of jam your tip, but I wouldn't probably do it because this guy is sharp till the heel. So it's mainly like a sharpening choil. Also, like if you can check stock thickness, for example, of the Eklipse, you're gonna see that is 0.16, sorry, 0.1595, okay, and for the XM-18 it's gonna be 0.138 because this is the skinny. If we check the regular version over here, just because we have it here, 0.1615, so a little bit different. But you can of course notice that the Eklipse in this case has a thicker blade stock than the skinny because it's a skinny. And of course these scales are going to be also skinnier and thicker in the skinnier in the XM-18 and thicker in the Eklipse. The standoffs, I believe they are the same height. I don't know, maybe let me know in the comment if I'm wrong. But I mean, beside that, there's the grip, which is pretty good in the Eklipse, and it's also, like, of course, amazing in the XM-18. Maybe a little bit of hotspot over here, but nothing too crazy. And also there's the sound, which is pretty different, because hear this, that's the Eklipse. That's the XM-18. So XM-18 has a higher pitch, Eklipse lower pitch, and deeper cluck. And that's the closing action. Eklipse. It's beautiful. This is higher pitch, more clacky, and dampened in the closing action. So different sound. I mean, they're similar, but they have their own differences. I like them both. They have different features, but I think they're two pretty good knives. Very close to be home runs. They have a little bit, you know, a couple things that I'm not like 100% fond of, like the fact that you need multiple bits to take them down. It's, I mean, a little bit. It's not a big deal. The fact that this guy here is lacking jimping on the disengagement area here for the lock bar, and the fact that the scale is pretty much covering some area, like you can see here. You see there's the scale is overextending from the liner underneath, stealing some real estate for your thumb to go here and disengage the lock bar, but that's just me. I mean, you can't really go wrong with any of these two guys because they're pretty solid knives, built like a tank, and they're gonna be your workhorse for a long time. So there you have it. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned.